Mikey D. We in a UFC 254 come this weekend. Justin Gaethje versus Habib Nurmagomedov. Fight card starts out hopefully this time. I think maybe third or fourth time's a charm with Ion Kutsuwaba versus Magomedov-Gaethje for their second fight. The first one got stopped a little early. Thoughts haven't really changed. No matter which time this fight got booked, time goes on, doesn't matter. I'm still going to go Ankalaev. I think that his striking is on par. His grappling is far superior to Kutsuwaba's. So, Kutsuwaba, however you say his name, I think Ankalaev wins the fight. You know, I'd like to see Kutsuwaba win the fight because I think that the bad blood that's there would be cool to see Kutsuwaba win. And then, you know, of course, they got to run it back for a third one, depending on how good the buildup was. But my pick for that one, clear and simple, Magomed-Ankalaev. Then we got Lauren Murphy versus Lilia Shakarova, maybe. Lauren Murphy is 13-4, 8 out of 13 her wins via TKO or knockout. She's on a 3-fight winning streak at the moment by knocking out Mara Romero Barella, who just got cut recently from the UFC, Andrea Lee via split decision, and Roxanne Modafferi via unanimous decision. She's never been finished in her career. She'll be taking on 8-1 Shakarova maybe, who is 2 wins by TKO. Can't pause it. What's up? What's up? Can't pause it. Come here. I'll talk to you. Everybody could hold on for just a second. There's something on my tooth. Is she on the phone? No, I'll keep talking until she's on the phone, right? Cool. Just come bring me the phone. 2 by TKO, 1 by submission. She's never been finished in her career. She's currently on a 3-fight winning streak as well, but she's making her UFC debut, meaning her 3-fight winning streak is against subpar competition who is not as good as the people that Lauren Murphy has fought in her career. Lauren Murphy that's an easy one for me. Now, Shakarova is only plus 190. I would have thought that would have been a lot higher of an underdog situation, but you know, obviously, the odds makers, whoever thinks highly of her competition before and highly of her skill set coming into the UFC. I got Lauren Murphy by a landslide in that one. Excuse me. Next, you got a couple of people making their UFC debut. Hold on, I got a... Hello? What's up, my Mars? What's up, girl? You there? Hello? Hello? I think you might have muted the phone. Give it to Nani and see if it's muted, because I can't hear you. Everybody gets a pause timeout because I'm calling my daughter, so. Time. Hello. What's up, girl? What's up, girl? How you doing? Yeah? Having fun with Nani? Good. And Papa? Yeah? What'd you have for dinner tonight? Ooh. What was your favorite part? Roast beef, huh? Nice. Nice. You called me to talk about what kind of times tables you learned today? No. 15, yes, ma'am. Doing good, homie. Well, good night, baby, and I love you so much. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. After I get off work, yes, ma'am. Yeah, and then when we get done with that, Michael's gonna finish up work, and I'm gonna come get you from Nanny's. Yeah, huh? Mommy is? She's getting off early. I hear you. Well, then I'll see you when I get to the house then. All right? To get home. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. I'm live right now. You want to say something to everybody? I said I'm live right now. You want to say something to everybody? Yeah, you want to say hey? Yeah? Say hey, everybody. Hey. All right, baby. You have a good night. I love you. All right. Good night. And that's the best. Everybody loves getting visits from Marley. She is the best. But move on. I got a little lost there. Jacob Mccowan versus Philip Hawes. Phil Hawes, both making their debut. Philip Hawes 8-2. He won his contender series fight by knockout in September, so quick turnaround for him. His two losses are a submission loss to Lewis Taylor and a knockout loss to Julian Marquez. Julian Marquez, who is in the UFC now. Lewis Taylor, who is knocking people out in the PFL. So two high-profile fights he lost, or was only two losses. He's currently on a four-fight winning streak. He's got 6 TKO wins, 2 submission wins, 100% finish rate. And, of course, he got finished in 100% of his losses as well. So he has never went the distance in any of his fights, win or loss. Cowan's like 4-0. He's got 100% winning. No, he doesn't. Also, he's also making his debut. 2 wins by knockout, 2 wins by decision. He's never lost as a pro or an amateur. He finished his amateur career at 2-0. I think I didn't really get to see enough of Jacob Mccowan to make an accurate pick here, but I'm going to go Phil Paul just because I've seen him fight, and I'm actually very impressed with his contender series fight. So I think he's going to do pretty good in the UFC. Um, Walt Harris, Alexander Volkov is going to be a good fight. I feel bad for Walt Harris. Um, he came into the fight against Alistair Overeem. A lot of people thought, this guy's going to strike with him. He's got a really good chance, get those power punches. And then Overeem implies his takedowns and is able to wrestle Walt Harris and finish him on the ground. Harris 13, 8-1. All 13 of his wins via TKO or knockout, 6-6-1 in the UFC. He's a plus 145 underdogs because he's fighting 31-8. Alexander Volkov, 20 of his wins via TKO or knockout. He's 5-2 in the UFC. His 2 losses were to Curtis Blades, which he got out wrestled, and Derek Lewis, where he was working Lewis the entire fight, and Lewis came out with a Hail Mary punch in the final seconds of the fight and knocked out Alexander Volkov. So we've seen Alexander Volkov can be knocked out, but he's an extremely talented striker. And that was in a 5-round fight. This is going to be a 3-round fight. I don't see Volkov getting as winded as he did in that fight. I think he's going to be fresh. He's going to be able to just outpoint and outstrike Walt Harris and make his way to a decision win. He's also a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, so I think if he is able to take the fight to the ground, he'll be able to submit Walt Harris on the ground. Robert Whittaker, Jared Cannonier. Whittaker is 1-0 since he lost the title to Israel Adesanya by winning a decision over Darren Till. He's 21-5 total, 14 out of 21 of his wins via finish, 9 TKOs, 5 submissions. His only losses were to Israel Adesanya and then Stephen Thompson and Court McGee at welterweight. So he has a couple losses at welterweight, and then that one loss at middleweight against Israel Adesanya. Otherwise, he's perfect at middleweight. Jared Cannonier is 13-4. His only losses were to Sean Jordan at heavyweight, Glover Teixeira, Han Blachowicz, and Dominic Reyes at light heavyweight. He's on a 3-fight winning streak at the moment, where TKO wins over David Branch, Anderson Silva, and Jack Hermanson, which is extremely impressive in the middleweight division. 9 out of 15 of his wins via TKO or knockout. He's never been submitted. He's only been TKO'd twice. I think the power goes to Jared Cannonier. The question is Robert Whittaker going to be able to mix in some grappling, and how effective is his striking going to be when they're standing up? I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Robert Whittaker is going to win the fight. It's a toss-up for me. It's a 50-50. I wouldn't put any money down on the fight, but I am going to go Robert Whittaker. Finally, main event. I mean, there's nothing really to say there. Khabib's 28-0, 10 submissions, 8 knockouts. Excuse me. He's ran through Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, Alan Quinta, Edson Barbosa, Michael Johnson, Rafael dos Anjos. He's got gold medals in Sambo 2009 and 2010. He's fighting a wrestler, Division I wrestler, Justin Gaethje, who 19 out of 22 his wins via TKO or knockout. He's 22-2, but there's only 2 losses coming by TKO to Eddie Alvarez and Dustin Poirier. That was back when they thought he got a little too reckless with his striking. I don't think he has to worry about this here because he doesn't have to worry about Khabib striking as much. He's got wins over Tony Ferguson, Donald Cerrone, Edson Barbosa, James Vick, and Michael Johnson. Justin Gaethje has got great leg kicks. I think this was Khabib's highest threat because of the leg kicks. I think Justin Gaethje, if he's able to use his leg kicks early and hurt Khabib with his leg kicks, Khabib's takedowns can be hindered by that. And as soon as Khabib's takedowns are hindered, that's when Khabib will lose his first fight. Now, he's got crazy takedown ability. He'll stop at nothing to get the takedown in his past fights. He's also going up against Division I wrestler in Gaethje. Gaethje has never used his wrestling in the UFC. Any fight we've seen in the UFC, he does not use his wrestling. He throws caution to the wind. He's got very powerful leg kicks, and he's got good boxing. In this fight, it's a toss-up to me as well. I think they got plus 255 for Gaethje being an underdog. I think that's way too high. Gaethje is by far the biggest threat to Khabib right now, but it's hard to deny, one, Khabib's fucking dominant grappling, but then you see what he knocked down Conor McGregor just by faking the takedown once or twice. He's got good striking when the other fighter is scared of the takedowns. Now, Gaethje is a Division I wrestler. Who knows if he'll be scared of the takedowns or not, or if he'll be comfortable with getting back up. That's where the question lies today. I'm going to go the safe pick, Khabib, because my fucking shat the bed with the picks last week. I went fucking 6-5, I think, or 5-6, one or the other. But either way, was not happy at all with my picks last week. So I'm going to play it safe, go Khabib on this one. We also got Stephen Struve versus Tai Tuivasa. Should be a good fight. That one's dead even on the odds. Alex Oliveira fighting Shavkat Rakhmonov, which I believe Brian Barberino was supposed to take that fight. For some reason, Alex Oliveira got the fight. Du Young Jung versus Sam Alvey. Sam Alvey coming in plus 265 underdog. Nathaniel Wood, Casey Kenny. Lena Joja versus Miranda Maverick. Miranda Maverick coming in minus 450 favorite. Yoel Alvarez versus Alexander Yankelev. Sergey Muratov was supposed to fight Umar Nurmagomedov, but Nurmagomedov is hospitalized due to illness. So I'm being told that Muratov won't have a fight at UFC 254, but he will weigh in, try to make weight, and be an alternate just in case Nathaniel Wood or Casey Kenny can't make it to the fight. So he will be an alternate, but he will not be getting a replacement fight of his own. That's the fights this week, guys. Make sure you check them out. I think it starts at 10 a.m. on Saturday on the East Coast, and then 2 p.m. in the afternoon is when the main card starts So everybody be on the lookout for that fight. Justin Gaethje Khabib is going to be one of the best fights of the year, hands down. I know when fights are hyped up like that, Francis Ngannou, Derek Lewis, it never really turns out like that. Justin Gaethje is never in a boring fight in his entire career, and Khabib, and it's just a great, I guess, matchup of skills, man. Those two matching up against each other will be the greatest test for Khabib as of yet, besides maybe Tony Ferguson, which we'll probably see, in his next fight or two. He's 28-0, so he's got at least 2 fights left, this one and the next one. We'll see. We'll see who it's going to be against. I don't see it being I think Dustin Poirier is fighting Conor McGregor. He said McGregor's not in the card, so I don't see Poirier getting the fight again if he gets that win. So I think Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chandler might be the next fight. Hearing rumblings of that fight. So if that's the next fight, I think the winner of that gets the next title shot. And then, depending on whether Khabib wins that fight or not, he's probably going to retire or maybe he goes on to try to win his belt back. But either way, still one of the greatest MMA fighters that's ever lived in Khabib Nurmagomedov. But we will see you this Saturday. As always, stay sunny, Philadelphia. Barbecue some shit this weekend. And let me see, tag me on Twitter and all that bullshit.